so much, everyone, for staying with us. So yesterday, we saw that the AAC presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore, was, by the court, asked that he be remanded at the Kuje Correctional Center after the court ruled that he had seen that his decision on his bail. And thereafter, we saw the incident which happened outside of the courtroom. There were initial verbal engagement before Sowore and some of his supporters went into the court. But shortly after the case was done for the day, Mr. Sowore was seen being taken away by DSS officials in what has generated a lot of controversy. Someone like Mr. Clement Nwako had condemned that act, saying that it is below the standard expected of an agency like the DSS. And they also, Mr. Peter Obi, the candidate of the NDC in the 2027 election, has also condemned that. But let's get some legal perspective on this one. What really happened outside of the courtroom? Could this have been averted? What exactly are the facts of this matter? Mr. Adeboro Adamson, the senior advocate of Nigeria, and his line for us in our studio. It's a pleasure having you on the program tonight.
My pleasure.
How would you describe the scenario which played out with Sowore there and some of the DSS operatives?
If you recollect, the meat of this matter is clear, because you said Mr. Sowore called Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria a criminal. He was given an opportunity to retract that statement and apologize. He did not do. And DSS had no option than to charge him to court for cyberbullying of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And in the process, the prosecution had called all his witnesses and closed his case. And Mr. Sowore had raised a no-case submission, which the court ruled on and dismissed him. So it was left for him to open his defense. Now, what did we see? First of all, on the 12th of March, 2026, he was on the court to answer his defense. On the 16th of June, he was calling on a call, even though he gave reason. But if you have a criminal charge hanging on you, it should take priority over any other issues. Now, the court that granted him bail initially, in the same court, who said, look, I can't take this anymore, and revoked his bail, and therefore asked him to be remanded in prison custody. Although, again, he has filed an application to set aside the revocation of his bail. While that is pending, the court only said, look, go, first of all, I will rule on your application. But because of what you've done, having violated the condition of your bail, then go to prison custody first. Now, if you look at it this way, all DSS that are done is to effect the order of the court. Mind you, this is not the first
were they the right agency or the prison service to effect it?
No.
Because he's committed to prison remand, not DSS custody.
Now, the function of DSS was to get him arrested there and hand over to prison officials, which they did. But in the course of doing that, maybe it became unruly. And that's why what we can explain.
Was that about? Does that look good in the court premises?
Where the court, that was on the courtroom.
No,
that was on
the premises of the court. Yeah,
outside the court.
Yes, I'm saying that could that have been handled differently?
It could have been handled differently if Mr. Sowore comported himself.
But why is Sowore being treated like this? We didn't say there were different cases. I know the DSS has had case with Pat Utomi. DSS has had case with Justice Krat. DSS has had cases with Sarah. And we don't see this case. Is there anything with DSS and Sowore?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't know. I'm not a staff. But the issue is, what I can deduce from the entire scenario is that those persons you have mentioned now comported themselves in answering their charges. Now, but in this instance, now, if you take into consideration the conduct of Mr. Sowore, is somehow, this is a man that will be insulting judge. And again, you remember the particular day they insulted a certificate of Nigeria. While that one was correcting him that don't turn the courtroom to media house. He fled up as I talking to him now. Sir, a judge in court, you don't look at him in his personal capacity. He represents.
So you imagine that the conduct and behavior of Sowore has led to all of this?
That is not the issue. Here is this: did he comply with the bail condition? That's the first issue. If somebody has given you, a judge has given the condition for bail, in fact, personal recognition, if you have acted well, then your bail condition will continue.
You don't.
But when you violate the condition by refusing to come to ask, mind you, this is a criminal matter. You are expected to be in court at every adjourned date. Why did you choose frivolity over what is important? Or you feel nothing, nobody can do anything to him. Nobody is above the law.
There are those who will say, but procedurally, let us say, that in principle, the detention arises from alleged non-compliance with court process should remain a measure of last resort. Yes. Now, committing him to prison or to a cell because of non-compliance to a procedure of the hearing on his criminal case, it does look like the court has used a sledgehammer on a matter that could have been corrected.
It's being remanded is for a temporary period. It's not a permanent.
His bail was withdrawn.
It's withdrawn, and you know there is a pending application.
Yeah,
what has happened? No, the application has made.
Yeah.
And the remand order is just for him, for the court to rule on his bail application. I mean, that the court should revisit it. You know. So, but pending that time, the court said, look, because you violated the court order. You see,
you don't think there is an infringement and a breach, sorry, sir, on the constitutional right of personal liberty, fair hearing of Mr. Sowore in this matter? Don't you think that the state, which includes the DSS and the court, has infringed of one of the fundamentals that makes our society thrive, which is the personal liberty and case of fair hearing, which is very fundamental.
Fair hearing is fundamental. It's not only a constitutional issue, it's an international issue that all the nations of the world must comply with.
Yeah.
But whether nationally or internationally, the right to fair hearing is not absolute. As you know, that under our constitution, no right under the chapter 4 is absolute. Now, the question you ask yourself, something led to another thing, is the first issue here. The court wouldn't have revoked his bail if he composed himself. The compulsion is what's the issue here. So if my Lord is saying, oh, I granted you bail on personal recognition, so you don't cherish it, and now you are supposed to answer, you are supposed to come and defend your matter here, and you are indulging in the late 30s. Again, he said the court should excuse himself. He has the right to say that. He can tell the court to recuse himself if there is a foul play or if he's suspecting anything, which he has done rightly, and the court has ruled against him. Now, why are you avoiding your defense? Why are you avoiding your defense? You are saying you have a defense.
It's a decision. It's a decision of the court. It's a decision of the court in this scenario, consistent with the principles as we always, as we were taught, and as it's generally acceptable.
To me, it's very, very consistent. And why I'm saying this, mind you, like I said earlier, the same court granted him bail on personal recognition. That's the height any judge can give anybody. Wow. Whoever you might be.
How did the court now go from that point to the very highest level of using a sledgehammer on the same breath? The reason, with all due respect, let us say, you're a very senior person in the bar, So you know that it's a measure of last resort for the court to say, I'm withdrawing your bail and I'm sending you to prison. It's a last resort.
I'm sending you to prison pending the time your motion will
but of course, you know it's a last resort. I mean, there could be warnings. I mean, the council can also be called to order to bring an order to bring him to appear before. And we've seen this happen severally in several cases where the court has used its initiative and discretion to ensure that a defendant in this kind of matter appear before it. But I mean, on two occasions, on the second occasion, it was noted, judicial notice to the court, that he wanted to go and consult with his lawyer. The reason why he did not appear before my lord.
Good. It's called elementary in law that granting bail is a decision of the court.
Yeah.
Although that discretion is subject to materials before the court. And the court must decide that discretion judicially and judiciously. That's the law.
Yeah.
Good. The same court had discretion again to revoke the earlier bail granted. Now, again, subject to materials and evidence placed before the court. You are not the court. You are not the judge here. I am not the judge here. So the judge must have done what they have done because of some material and evidence available before him.
You think the court was frustrated by Sowore's action?
It is possible. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, this man, this judge, must have acted based on the material before him.
But if you were, for example, if you were Sowore's lawyers,
yes,
what would you have told him when you see, I mean, if you see that things are really going awry in this matter?
Well, I'll correct him. In the first place, I would not even allow him to speak. He has hired me as a lawyer. I should be his spokesperson, not taking my place. So when you see a situation,
he speaks at proceedings.
You see, I am not here to be saying all those things. But if you are interjecting proceeding, if you are calling judge all manners of names, you are not disrespecting the court. You are disrespecting Nigeria as a whole, as an entity. Now, all these facts will be taken into consideration in determining whether to grant you bail or to revoke your bail. That's why I said the discretion of the court is subject to the material and evidence before the court. So, if all this and others were what the court considered in revoking his bail, why are you questioning it?
On a final note, Leonard's sake, how do you interpret these, juxtapose it in the perspective of rule of law, the practice by security agencies and handling issues of personal liberty?
You see, personal liberty is fundamental. But again, it is not absolute. Every right must be exercised within the purview of the law. Now, the law enforcement agencies have their roles to play, particularly if you are talking about DSS here. The role of DSS is defined by law, particularly internal security of the country. Now, if these are put on the table, you had within your the parts allowed by law, DSS had within its part allowed by law. I mean, that's the rule of law in play. Now, DSS is only doing what it's doing because it has been mandated.
Do you think DSS acted right in the eye of the law?
No. You see, you are condemning DSS because
I'm asking you.
Because
do you think that the DSS acted right?
They did well. By handing him over to...
Did they act professionally?
They acted professionally by handing him over to prison officials. The court has revoked his bail. And
I understand that he eventually entered into the vehicle of the DSS. They were going to take him in the Black Maria.
In the Black Maria. Well, method adopted by them. That may not be right. But, sir, the law is clear.
All right.
The judge has ordered him to be remanded to prison custody. How he get there is it's a issue of procedure.
Thank you so much.
He gets there. Thank you.
Adeboro Adam Singh, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, many thanks for joining us tonight and giving perspective to these issues. That's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. God bless Nigeria.